Hi guys, so this is my inquiry-based lesson plan. I decided to do it on Dream Vacations and having the students plan one themselves. So this is the introduction page, and on the left side I kind of introduce it and have them start looking for a location that they want to base their trip around. And on the right I've given them a couple of videos with just random vacation spots that they can use to look for ideas or get help if they need it. On the tasks page, I have the objectives listed out. So the first one, they have to choose a location, then they have to do some basic research into the location and do a mini presentation about the information they found, and then they have to go into more specific information based on a worksheet that I'll provide. And then the fourth one is to create a final presentation with all of the information in it, and then write an individual paper, just so each student can kind of, be accountable for the project, and I can make sure they all understand the point of it and what's going on. On the process page, I go day by day. So days 1 and 2, they'll pick their group members and decide on a location. Days 3 through 5, they have to start doing like the basic research, and I kind of give them some aspects here that they can go off of, and then they have to make the mini presentation either with a PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi, or Powtoon, or some other kind of online thing that they find. Days 6 through 12, I give them time to fill out the worksheet and kind of go more in depth with their research and plan their trip more specifically. 13 through 15, they have to work on their final presentation, and this could either be some sort of online thing like a PowerPoint, or they could create a poster or a travel brochure or an article in a magazine, something that, will get all the aspects across, but they can also be creative with it. And then days 16 through 20 is when they're going to write the individual paper. On the information resources page, I kind of have some websites that can help them if they get stuck, but I wanted it to be more their research and based off of websites that they find, so I didn't really put all that many on here, but these are some that would kind of help them if they get stuck, and I'd want to try to bring in travel books or travel magazines and just stuff to kind of help them when they're stuck but not really guide their research. And then for the evaluation, I made a rubric on iRubric, and I just kind of go into each aspect, and then an individual evaluation on how they stay on task and whether or not they worked well in the group or not, and I rated it by poor, average, good, and excellent. On the conclusion, I kind of go over what they should learn from the project, and this would be where I would post all the presentations when we're done with the assignment. That way they could go back to it and show their families and friends, and it'll be up all year so they could look at it later. The notes to the teacher for the subject matter, I put social studies, math, and geography. Mostly because they're doing research into a specific location, but they also have to cover finances and budgeting. I wasn't entirely sure on what grade, but I think grade 5 or 6, just because they're a bit older and they could do more individual work instead of you having to guide them through everything. The planned length is 20 days. The technology and tools integrated, of course, would be their research, and then the presentations if they do both online or just the first one. Some background knowledge they should have, like basic understanding of money, geography and finding proper sources on the internet and being able to use those efficiently. The standards that I looked into, I put an idea for adapting the lessons so you can provide information packets instead of having them do the research themselves, which would be easier for younger students. I left the reflections blank because I haven't taught it yet. And for the acknowledgements, the images that I used throughout the tabs were from Google Images, and of course the resources from the Resources tab. And that's my presentation. Thank you.